The Boy in the Box, Unraveling a Nightmare. On a dreary February day in 1957, the quiet of Philadelphia's Fox Chase neighborhood was shattered by a discovery that would ignite decades of speculation, sorrow, and a haunting mystery. Hidden within a cardboard box along Susquehanna Road, the lifeless body of a small boy was found. A child whose tragic end would haunt the city and elude identification for over 60 years. The child, estimated to be around 4 years old, was shockingly malnourished, with evidence of surgical scars gracing his frail frame. His hair had been recently cropped, offering a glimpse into the turmoil he had endured. The authorities were baffled. The boy bore no identification, no name, just a chilling aura of loss that pervaded the air. Despite an extensive investigation led by local law enforcement under the watchful eye of a public desperate for answers, the boy remained a ghost, America's unknown child. His unmarked grave in a potter's field further symbolized society's failure to care for the vulnerable, leaving questions and grief unresolved. For years, theorists speculated about his origins. A prominent narrative involved the Nicoletti family, known for running a nearby foster home. Investigator Remington Bristow, drawn to the case in the 1960s, consulted a psychic who claimed to have seen visions of the boy's story. She described details about the family, leading Bristow to suspect that the boy's mother was Anna Marie Nicoletti, the stepdaughter of the foster home operators. Speculation buzzed around this theory, yet it provided no concrete answers. Then there was the cryptic account from a woman known only as M. In 2002, she came forward claiming her mother had purchased a boy whom they named Jonathan from an undisclosed location. Over the years, she insisted that the child had been subjected to abuse before his untimely death in 1957. However, her history of mental illness and unverifiable claims cast significant doubt on her story. Theories spiraled without resolution, each leading to more questions than answers. As the decades passed, the boy continued to haunt the imaginations of amateur detectives and true crime aficionados. Riveting articles, local legends, and chilling whispers kept his memory alive. His story became shorthand for the failures of society, a boy abandoned by the world, his identity stripped away alongside his life. Histories blurred and overlaps emerged, jumbling the lines of suspect and savior. Forensic artist Frank Bender even suggested, based on the boy's appearance, that he might have been raised as a girl. In a bid to identify him, Bender released a sketch depicting the child with flowing hair, a striking departure from the cruel haircut he had endured before his death. In December 2022, the relentless march of technology met the unresolved mysteries of the past. Using forensic genetic genealogy, investigators uncovered the identity of the boy, revealing his name, Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born on January 13, 1953. The revelation sent shockwaves throughout the community and nation alike, prompting myriad emotions embedded in both sorrow and relief. Although the identification provided closure to an enigmatic label, the complexities of Joseph's existence remained shrouded in confusion and pain. Law enforcement hurried to unravel the nuances of his tragic narrative. Who were his parents? Why had he been left to die in such appalling circumstances? Could they find justice for the innocent child's life that had been cut so short? Joseph's identity opened a floodgate of renewed interest and investigation. Meanwhile, his case became a linchpin for efforts to identify others in similar situations, with police utilizing advanced genetic methods to tackle cold cases in Philadelphia. Yet, even as Joseph's name echoed through the corridors of justice, the questions remained. Speculation ignited anew. Who could willingly put a child through such torment? And why did no one come forward during those long and dark years? Social media platforms buzzed with amateur sleuths who analyzed the minutiae of the case. Patients of the Internet's ongoing fascination with true crime became deeply entrenched in the search for truth, tracing over every article, every post, every piece of the puzzle. A dedicated group of online detectives promoted their theories fervently, even drawing connections to the Nicoletti family theory once more, while others proposed new leads entirely. Their efforts, fueled by an obsession for justice, sought to answer questions that had evaded authorities for decades. As Philadelphia's streets buzzed with activity, the whispers of Joseph's story reinvigorated public discussions about child welfare, the foster care system, and the silent struggles of families. With the cold case of the boy in the box reinvigorated, local advocates began encouraging a rethinking of how society cares for children facing unseen dangers, urging a collective responsibility to ensure that such tragedies do not repeat themselves. The story of Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born into a world of abandonment and confusion, bore witness to the pain of countless children left to navigate their childhoods alone. Though the particulars of his death remain unsolved, his identity and renewed recognition breathed life into a narrative that yearned to be told. The boy in the box was no longer just a haunting image from the past. He was Joseph, a name that holds weight, evokes empathy, and serves as a rallying cry for those still searching for the truth hidden behind the shadows of forgotten lives. In the end, one truth remained indelibly etched in the heart of a community. Every child deserves a name, a voice, and a place in this world, a beckoning call for society to stand guard over its most vulnerable. As the investigations continue, a multitude of questions linger, and the hope for justice persists in the lives of others who remain unidentified. Joseph's legacy has reawakened hearts to the importance of caring for those without a voice, reminding us that a child's life, irrespective of its brevity, carries irreplaceable significance and deserving of recognition. For Joseph, who waited so long to be known, his name will now endure, a ripple in the fabric of humanity's shared anguish, illuminating that even in the depths of darkness, there lies a hope for healing, recognition, and ultimately, justice.